Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to this brand new video. इस वीडियो में आगे बढ़ने से पहले मैं आपको कुछ बातें बताना चाहता हूँ कि आप लोगों को पहले से जो चीज़ें मैं इसमें डिस्कस होंगी लाइक a lot of things will be discussed here like लूप्स और लूप्स कैसे वर्क करता है और वॉमिटिंग सा कभी कभी लगने लगता है जिस तरह लूप वर्क करता है सो आपको यूज टू होना पड़ेगा एंड these videos are actually documentation process for me but it's like so good for me because you'll be shocked. I really have no prior experience of solving DSA questions, and I always used to think myself as this small, and DSA problem is this big, but I still consider as myself as this small. But I'm able to interact with them and solve them without even seeing the solution. I just see a question, I solve it. How am I able to do it? Patience, I guess. Continuous learning, I guess. Anyway, so we'll discuss about sliding window here. Sliding window. You know what? Sliding window. I have a. Okay, I'll come back. I have a certain imagination in my head which I can explain, and the sliding window concept will become much more clearer. So let's give me a pause and I'll come back in a few minutes. Okay, so we're back. Sorry for that. Okay, so before discussing sliding window, let me just explain what a sliding window looks like. Okay, so observe this carefully, very carefully. So a window will move from one side to another side, right? Yeah, basically this window. Let me just make it more clear. Basically this window is like yeah, this very window. Let me just crop it and just bring it here. So what it would maximally do is like it can move from one side to another side, right? One side to another side. Like that, it moves, right? Slides from one side to another side. So one side to another side, right? And you can see like it covers it like at the same time it can only take this much of space. Okay, every time it will take this much of only space, this much of space which is taking, it will take say same amount of space, right? Got some notification on my phone. Just let me have a look. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay, some good notifications. Let's just ignore them. So yeah, from one side to another side, it will be able to move. Using same analogy or whatever that is, we have created this for a better understanding. So what are we saying? That this this thing, this window, will only cover like let's say three indexes. Okay, like it will cover only three elements at the same time. So it can either be 1 1 3 2 or it can be 3 2 0, right? Is there any other possibility of it being something else? No, right? No. So okay, let me just make it more abstract now. Okay, let me come back with pause. I don't know why am I doing this, but yeah, I'll come back with more abstraction. Okay, let's be back. So for example, we are given this array. Okay, so our work is to iterate through this array, but we have to consider four elements at a time. This array basically same for making you understand what do I mean by an array. So let me get rid of this one. So we have this right now. We just move it up. So if I tell you have to take only four elements at a time, so how many times will this run? So let me just make it blue. So okay, first time it will take these four elements. Okay, second time you should be unique, right? So second time it should be taking these elements, right? And third time it will be taking, let's say, these elements. Yeah. Fourth time, I know it's getting a little bit confusing. Fourth time it will be taking these elements, right? Yeah, it's moving forward, right? So be sure like we are doing correct. So how many times? One, two, three, one, two, three, and four times. Yeah, four times you've done. Okay, we have included four. Now it's the turn to get rid of five. Is it? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, first one, two, three, four. I guess one, two, three, four. So if I just stop doing the process, I just mistrack myself. So I think 1, we got rid of 1, we got rid of 2, we got rid of 3, we got rid of 4. Now it's the time to get rid of 5. But 4 is not got rid of. 1, 2, 3. 4 is still inside something. So it will include this. Why am I discussing so much? Let's select some other color. Let's say we're gonna select um, some weird kind of red. So we'll select 4 as well as these numbers. So 4 numbers included. Now what we're gonna do, I should select something very different. Okay, so now we have to get rid of 5 also. We'll be having just this one. Okay, don't worry, we will at the end we'll count everything. So next, at the very end, we'll be there with 7 till 10. So we'll include 7 till 10. Okay, so these many times the loop will run without getting not a number, without getting array out of bounds kind of thing. Okay, let's just count how many rectangles are there, or basically how many times for elements can be included. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So when there are, let me make it very big. When there are 10 elements, we can iterate over. It's very important. You have to go through what I'm telling you. We can iterate over how many elements? 7 elements, right? We can iterate over 7 times. And can you draw a logic why it is happening? So we are taking 4 elements at a time. So let me just select 4 right now. Let's just select a very cute color. Let's select deep green. We have 4. What am I doing all this? Okay, we have 4. So we are taking 4 elements at the same time, right? Including just 4 elements at a time. So basically what it is happening, because it is zero based indexing, so we have to get rid of 1 like that thing. Okay, think like that, think like a full psycho right now. So okay, we are taking 4 elements at the same time. The 4 minus 3, how much? Sorry, 4 minus 1, like you have to remove the 0 thing for 0, right? For 0 we are removing it. So what is that? 3. So we get 3. So when there are like 4 elements at a time, so we get so when there are 4 elements at a time, 4 means we have to take 3. Take 3 means what? Find a pattern. What you gonna do to 10 to get 7? We will subtract 3. We'll subtract simply this 3. This 3 will get subtracted. Okay, so basically it's very important, very creative way of doing this is done by my side. I don't know how am I able to do all this. So 10 minus 3. How do I make a minus out of these things? Yeah, minus could be taken from here. Okay. Oh god, I would have simply used a minus. Yeah, I will use a minus here. I will not. Why am I so lazy? Let's use the biggest minus in between. Oh god. Why am I doing all this? Okay. 10 minus 3 is equals to 7. Okay, crazy. Equals to 7. Let me just use it again. Kill me, okay? If you kill me for this nonsense, I won't mind. Oh god! Why am I like this? Why am I like this? Could have done it simply too. So, but I just want you to develop this understanding. Okay. So, can you find a pattern in this? So, can you tell me what if you are considering 2 elements at the same time? So, how much will you subtract that from the array and figure out how many times we can possibly iterate through the array without getting not a number? Okay, you are saying basically we are taking two elements at the same time. So instead of 4, here should be 2, and instead of 3, there should be 1. Am I right? Yeah. Okay, so 10 minus 1 will be 9. So it can iterate 9 times. You can do it manually by checking if you are taking two elements at the same time. 1, 2, 3, अबे यार 3, 4, 5, 6, like that. 6. Oh no, some mistakes there. 6. Okay, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ha! 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 only. 6, 7, 8, and finally 9. So with now if it goes for someone more like 10 and something, but something doesn't exist, so it will give not a number, right? Not a number, right? There is this run out of bounds. The array runs out of bounds. Array out of bounds boundary. So you understand my point, right? So this is the whole logic of the window thing, like overall window thing. Okay, let me give you a pause before coming to the main topic. Now you might find this a little bit less daunting, but it's still daunting. Sliding window. Hopefully my audio is getting recorded. Otherwise I'll suicide, bro. Really suicide. No, it's getting recorded, so fine. This pattern involves creating a window, sliding window, basically creating a window, like window, which can either be an array or a number from one position to another position. A set of array from one position that will move to another position. Depending on a certain condition, the window either increases or closes, and a new window is created. A new window is created. A new window is created. Basically, this new window is created kind of a thing I don't like. I like to think it's just a window only, which is basically replacing the elements every time it is moving forward. Right? Bhai, what were these things? These were like windows only, na? These are like windows only, na? It's moving forward, just changing the inside elements, right? Okay. Very useful for keeping track of subsets of data in an array or a string. So very beautiful thing. Um, for example, let me just show you one good example. Um, for example, अबे यार. For example, kill me. For example, here, write a function called max sub array sum. It's kind of a hard name, but the definition of what it does, it's hidden in the this word only. Max sub array sum. Maximum sub means part of the array, sum. What does it mean basically? Let's just see in this case. If I tell you you can only take in the window two elements, okay? So you can take only two elements. So what will be the maximum sum of an adjacent element, kind of like that? So 1 plus 2 is gonna give 3, 2 plus 5 is gonna get 7, 5 plus 2 is gonna give 7, 8 plus 2 is 10, and plus 1 is 9. So 8 plus 2 is 10, right? So it should result into 10. So it just results into 10. So this is the whole function of the sub x array. So you have to write the back code for that. So you know what I did write? I wrote it on my own and it worked. It took me like so long, but I did write it. But my implementation was a naive solution. I'll show you my solution. It's like quadratic. You need to write an assignment. Okay. So anyways, I have to write assignments. So my solution was a naive solution because it had a time complexity of quadratic time complexity, that is n square. We want linear time complexity or constant time complexity. That is a dream. That's a fantasy. It's like ideal state. We cannot reach that, but naive solutions are also very hard to reach to. Okay, let's not disrespect them. So I reached to a naive solution, and yeah. So max sub array sum. So okay, let's look at another example is 4. So you can take 4 elements in the window, like 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you look carefully, it will be 2, 5, 2, 8. Like when we add like this only pattern, we get the maximum number of 17. Otherwise, all of the 4 numbers when added in this will result less than 17. Okay, the maximum is 17. Maximum sub array. You're getting the point, right? So in this case, yeah, you can use only you get in the window. We are only selecting one element, so it is saying basically find out which is the biggest in this array. So basically, we're taking one element at a time, and we're considering, yeah, finally six is the biggest. So six we get an output, and basically this max sub array takes one array and other it takes a number. You can just define that in while writing the function sub max array. So this is another kind of array which takes four elements, and yeah, this is a short circuit kind of a case. We can add one more case here. It's not added, but my thought was like, when the array is empty and you're told to take four elements, you're told to take in the window four elements, but there are like zero elements, bro. So return null. So this is such a good short circuit. But one other thing is like, what if there are elements but they are less than, let's say, n? In our case, 4 is n. So what if it is less than n? Like, let's say three elements are there. How can I take four elements? So in that case also return null. So keep that in mind, because we will be using this logic. If you don't keep that in mind, it's okay, bro. You will face some errors. So you'll just bring this exception handling in this edge case kind of a situation. So anyway, let's move forward. An array of integers and a number called n. The function should calculate maximum sum of n consecutive elements in the array. Fuck that. Okay, literally fuck that, because we don't care. Okay. So we have a naive solution, and as well as we have a sliding windows concept. So let's just be here. I know it's kind of getting scary because the code is coming and all, but don't be scared, okay? And one more thing, bro. This is going to be very hard slap on your face, but I'm not demotivating you. You can watch lectures and all and videos, but at the end of the day, we have to be strong one day. Like, try to do it very quickly, okay? Like in few days only, you have to be strong enough to jump in the water on your own. Talking like Osho right now. That means you have to start on your own. You have to see the question and try it on your own. Even though you write like jumble stuff like I wrote. This is the jumblest stuff I have written. God knows what is this, okay? God knows what is this. And I'll be honest, I discovered the sliding window concept on my own. I didn't even go through the concept. This is actually the sliding windows concept. Like 60-70% is sliding windows concept, the traditional sliding windows concept. I did it on my own. I wrote it on my door. I pasted a transparent plastic on it, and I started to write it with my board marker, and I got to the solution. Fucking put your head in, bitch. To do it. Proud of you. Anyway, so I myself am a beginner. I'm talking like as if I've done something. So this is the final solution, which we would do later. And you know what? Yeah, the sliding windows concept, and it's kind of different than what I came up with. Mine was, as I said, was a naive solution. Let me show you what did I do. So first of all, before even going there were some other things to deal with. Okay. So this one thing I wrote at the very beginning, which is I think a working solution. It's a working solution. Basically, what is this that, for example, hello there is a string given to you. Let me zoom it like hell crazy zoom in. Like, hello there is a string given to you, and you are told to find the maximum elements present in this whole string, or like in this whole string. Let's find a sub part in this string which does not repeat its letter. For example, here, hell. This is the 3-letter sub part of the string which doesn't repeat itself. But as soon as it reaches a bit further, hello, it just fails the very purpose. And like for our easy, let's get rid of it. So yeah, now we are left with this part. Now in here, you gotta find it doesn't repeat. So OTHER, till there we are fine. And suddenly there are like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements in this right now. And before Oh fuck, what did I do? What did I do? Yeah. And before there were just three elements, right? Yeah. Okay. So there are five elements. But we ended up reaching E, so fucking get rid of the entire thing. But you have to register. Abey yaar. But you have to register the fact that 3 was smaller and OTHER, which we got later on, was bigger. So you have to return the bigger subpart. You have to tell 5 is the unique subset of this string, like that. You got the point, right? Let me just write something else. Hey, hey man, how are you? So in this case, HEYMAN. How many elements? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you have to just get rid of 6. You keep that in mind. Maximum it was 6. And again, H is repeated. So let's get rid of H. H was repeated in the last time only, right? So you have to get rid of the entire thing. But you have to keep, it took 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 elements before repeating itself. Again, that OWAREU. Are you sure it's not repeating? Am I losing my mind? Damn. So it is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is an edge case, and still our answer will be 6 only. So 6 is the maximum number of uh, pseudo word, pseudo subword, sub part of the word, whatever this is, which is not repeating letters. So how did I write this code? It was a pain in the ass to write, but it was a lovely process. But not pain in the, it was like I felt like I was just doing some art or something. Not gonna lie. So oh, somebody came now. So what is this? We create a function name unique string. We put in a string inside it, a variable, basically a parameter. Okay, will take care of the string. So will take care of the string. I mean, will not take care of the string. That will take care of the string. So we create two variables called temporary string and what is this? Temporary string and this is semi-permanent string. So while I will be explaining you this, I'll make some refactoring, the changes in this code, because I see some there are like really high chances of making some changes here. Okay, so I'm proud of you, Sadaf. I'm proud of you the way you're going. Keep DSAing. So two strings are there which we have set to empty right now. So we just use the for off loop because it's like quite a cool way of writing loops. So we are basically creating a variable called character which will be iterating over the string elements, and we have used one more function here, index of, and just because of using this function index of, our entire code's time complexity became n square, because without this it has a time complexity of n. But okay, we cannot do much without it. So a cool function, by the way. So basically what it does, like what it is doing in our case right now, temporary string in the first iteration, is there anything inside it? No. So is there any possibility of, when you compare a character which is present in a string, to be found in the temporary string, any of the element? Of course not. So if it is not found, that will return -1. What will return? Index of that character when applied to temporary string in the first iteration, it will return -1. Right? Okay, understandable. So when it returns -1, what we are telling the computer to do, the programming language to do, to the temporary string current value, whatever is the current value of the temporary string, if not found, if the certain value is not found, add that very character which it was trying to compare it with, find the index of, add it to it. You know about concatenation? For example, when you concatenate uh, let's say like two strings like sad plus af, it becomes sadf. So every time every time one character is going and it is getting added to the entire list, the entire string, it was nothing, it became one letter, two letter, third letter, fourth letter, and every time this for loop is running. Okay, this is when that index is not found, that element is not present. But as soon as that character is found in it, or there is some other case in this. So what we want to do is basically semi-permanent. We have named it, but it is like max. Like, let's name it semi-permanent, which we declared at the very beginning. So we are saying if that string is not found. Repeat with me. If that string is found, like if a certain character is found in the string, in that case, what you need to do is set the semi-string, which was initially empty, to the current value of the temporary string. You will be saying temporary string is empty. No, bro. At least it might have run something, right? It might have accumulated something. So it is saying add whatever is present in the temporary variable to this semi-permanent string which we have declared. So what it would do basically, would store before deleting everything, because we at the end we delete everything. Okay, as soon as it finds something which is already present in the string, now what happens? It just empties itself, right? Again what happens? It moves further. What do I mean? Like, okay, till here it found, till here it ended up finding. So entire HEYMN, He-Man, is saved in where? Is saved in a semi-permanent string. Okay, and after that, since after that you have to get rid of H also, because it's used in the iteration and it is not stored anywhere. It just got used into the process, so we get rid of it. So you can see, right? So the semi-permanent string has stored the temporary string's value, and after that it got emptied. So again the loop will continue to run like till the end of the till where? Till end of the length of this string, right? So it will again start with O, it is not found, W is not found, A is not found, R is not found, E is not found, U is not found. So after it has deleted it everything, yeah. So after it has deleted everything, so we have two things left: the temporary str. The temporary str contains this, and the permanent str contains that. So what we have done, we have used the if else statement. You can use the max function also, but we are using if else statement. I'll show the very good use of max statement in this video itself. So what we are doing, if else statement, we are saying the semi permanent string is equal to 0, but in our case it's not equal to 0. So if it is equal to 0, simply return temporary string's length. Okay. Else, if the semi-permanent string if it's not equal to 0, then simply return the semi-permanent string's length. You would be saying, what if both of them are equal? Just in our case, like in our case, do we want to return the individual elements present inside it? No, we just want to return the length of the string. That is how many characters are present. If same number of characters are present, like 6 and 6, so you can choose either semi-permanent string, or you can choose either temporary string. So you got the point, right? What I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah, the refactoring which I was saying, that this let temporary string could also be created in our for loop also, I have a feeling. No, isn't it? Inside the for loop. Actually, I guess no, it cannot be. Because if you put like the temporary string inside it, so it will show some error, I have a feeling. Yeah, it will show some error. Let's not refactor it. It's working, bro. If it is working, don't touch it. So yeah. So this is a nice solution. This uses basically two loops. One is a normal for loop. The second is index of loop, to iterate over each and every character present in the temporary string. And it's just somehow, if the number of input, that is number of strings characters, increases to, like, let's say, million, so what basically happen is that it will take n square times time n square times time. So anyway, so yeah, before commenting it out, I would like to think, I'll pause and think, can we use sliding windows concept here? Okay, I'll pause and come back. I could not come up with an idea of how to do it, so I just chat GPT did it, and I did get a output, but like, it's kind of very unfamiliar. For some reason, I'm unable to think through this, so we're gonna pause on that and we're gonna move further. So let's move further in our code. Okay. Okay. So this is a kind of a pseudo code I wrote. It was like, I don't know what is this. Not pseudo code. It's actually working code, but it just works for, you know how many. It takes only four elements at a time. You cannot even set like, I need to set four elements at a time. It's like hard coded in it in the code, like one, two, three, and you can see, right? Oh God, what did I do? Yeah, so it can take just four elements. Okay. Okay. What it does basically, that we have created a value inside the loop variable and value outside the loop variable. Unique names I came up with that day. So what it does right now is it just iterates from I till the length of the array minus 3. Can you guess why minus 3? Because we are taking 4. But we are taking four elements at the same time. Do you remember this diagram shit? Like, remember? So minus 3. Dude, you see what I'm showing you? Minus 3, this thing here, minus 3. That is why. Oh, we're taking 4 elements at the same time. So if there were 2 elements, so how much it will be? Minus 1. So we can just make the change here and it will. Okay, when it is, we are taking 4 elements at the same time. So 2528 is the answer, right? So the answer is like 17, right? Let's just run and show why. Hopefully it will run. What ended up running, man? What the? Oh no, no, it won't. No, no, no. Our array is different right now. Not 5 to 7. There are like bigger numbers on this side. So it will take 10 plus. It will take 5, 10. Alright, 5, 10, 12, 3. Okay, these are the bigger numbers on the right side, like four numbers being together at the same time. So it will become 15 plus 15, that is 30. So it should return 30. So what is the output? The answer is actually 30. Let's rerun again. Yeah, it's 30 only. Okay, let me just zoom it and show you. It's 30. Anyway, so okay. So now what we want to do, we just want to include two elements at the same time. So two elements will be two bigger numbers out of this. This should be, can you repeat with me what will be the output if we include two elements at the same time? 10 plus 12, 22. How can you make the changes? We just have to reduce from minus 3 to 2 because we are taking two elements at the same time. And at the same time, we don't want these many things. Okay, we just will get rid of this. We'll get rid of what? These two. Now if you run, it should result into the right answer. 22. Wow, we are thinking through these questions, man. So these are working actually. You see 23, 22, 22. So yeah, it is working. So we don't, let's not alter the code. Let's just keep the way it is. So this is what I reached the first time. Again, I refactored the code a bit and I use kind of chat GPT here, but not literally, like kind of. I don't know if I use in this one or the later one after this. Yeah, I kind of use ChatGPT to actually understand like how the N is incorporated in it. So we have done a simple short circuit here. We have set maximum to 0, store the maximum sum found. You can see the comments are done by ChatGPT basically. So and the entire code is kind of refactored by ChatGPT here. So added, but actually I also refactored it later on because it was giving wrong answers. Okay, let me just explain you through this. So this is a short circuit. If the length of the array is smaller than n, that is like the later parameter of our function, which will actually decide like how many elements should be inside the window. So that thing, if it is smaller than the entire length of the array itself, there's no point of that we can pick certain elements out of that, right? If the number is less itself. So that's why this short circuit there simply return null in that case. You might have seen it just like that only, right? So we will move further into the code flow. We have like I, and it and can you find a relation here, baby girl? Can you find a relation here? Let me just crop this for you and like paste it in the paint kind of thing here. So let me paste it here. So arrow dot length. Okay, let me just get rid of I also. Let me just get rid of I. How do I get rid of this I? Let me just cut it off. Okay, array dot length. That is, in this case, it was 10. So it is 10 minus n minus 1. Why n minus 1? N minus 1 we calculated 4 minus 1 3. So basically 3. 3 minus 10 minus 3. Array dot length minus 3. So it is 7. So so basically we have just variabilized it. We have just created an algebra for that, an equation for that, expression for the algebraic expression for that. Oh wow, that is here actually crazy, man. Okay, so let the current sum equal to 0. So we have set the current sum to be equal to 0. Now what is basically happening, you see we have loop inside a loop, so two for loops are running. So inside the for loop we use j, outside the for loop we have used I. So inside the for loop we are using j. Okay, okay, start from 0 and goes just before n and j plus plus. So what we do, whatever is the current sum in the first iteration will be of course 0 only, right? So yeah, so why have we actually incorporated this? Because we cannot hard code if for example the user changes the value of n. Before it was 4 and now he has made it 3. So instead of taking, so what was it? So instead of taking 1, 2, 3, 4, it will only just take till here, right? So you cannot just, oh wait, let me just go and edit the code. You have to actually produce it from the value of n. So from the value of n, we are producing the current sum. Okay, those added arrays we are producing. Since in the first iteration j is equal to 0, so if it is like less than n, so it will, so j's value will go from 0 1 2 3. Okay, 0 means nothing, let's not consider. Okay, so here I plus 0 is added and I plus 1 is added and I plus 2 is added, like, you know. So yeah, okay, crazy. So basically 2 here is replaced with j in our case. Okay, crazy. Okay, let's move forward further. If the current sum is greater than max sum, if the current sum is greater than maximum sum, okay, or you can use the max function here. The max function goes like max of, I don't know how do I use it. I think max capital X max. God, how do we use that max thing? Let me just have it captured in the photos. It's like, how do we do it? Oh, math.max. Okay, math.max. What the heck? Oh yeah, here only, right? Math.max. Let's set maxsum, right? Let's use maxsum. Maxsum is equals to math.max, and we need to put in two arguments there. So current sum and we have maxsum. What the fuck is wrong? Current sum and maxsum. Okay, let me just cut it and let's see what was written initially. Okay, initially it was current sum and maxsum. So it will return the maxsum, right? So instead of using this graph here, let's just do the math.maxsum here only, है ना? Um, not return, like simply return math current sum comma maxsum. Let's see if this code gonna work. Fuck. Let's create a variable. Yeah, let's call it let returning. Okay, value to return is equal to this. So return value to return. Hopefully it will not throw up an error. What is happening? Where is the error? Unexpected end. क्या हो गया भाई? कहाँ पे ये unexpected end आ गया भाई इसके लिए? कहाँ पे error आ रहा है भाई? So I think we ended up getting rid of something which we shouldn't have. Okay, let's just copy these things and let's just keep whatever it was before. Oh god, that's why I don't like sometimes coding. I love coding. Shut up, sir. So, oh, I see where was the mistake. Here. So let's just paste what. Okay. The value to return. Let's just paste it here. Is it extra? I have to use two curly braces or something. What is happening, man? What is happening? This I want to get rid of. Shift K. Is it fine? And we are saying, just want to introduce this. Just want to get rid of this one. What the fuck is happening? I should return 0. Okay, it's returning 0. But instead of returning maxsum, we want it to return. Let's use the maxsum inside it. Is it still working? Yeah, it's still working. Instead of returning maxsum, let it return current sum and maxsum. Let's see what it returns. So it returns 3. So we fucked our code up. Leave it. Just keep it the way it is. Let's keep it clean. It's working right now. And my brain is not in the mood to, I guess, refactor right now. Okay? So for that reason. But ChatGPT is such a pain in the ass. It was continuously giving wrong wrong results actually. It just guesses answers. It never actually solves it, I have a feeling. Then it will understand the pain of actually solving a problem. Okay. And at the end, let us go through a more working solution. So, okay, this was working before also, I guess. Yeah, it was working before also. So this is so far I got with my kind of little brain. But there is something more beyond this thing. So you have to refactor it and make it all those previously shown things are have a time complexity O of n square. But now this using this Windows concept, like sliding Windows concept, now you can do it in like O of n times. So it's like significantly less. So let me just straight up copy this and let me explain you why and how is it different. And I'll come back after I have just typing the code. Okay, so we are back. Huh. So you see how beautiful and small and short the code is. And our code was smaller, but this is for some reason eloquent. Okay, before getting into like how our technical details of this, let me just explain you with the example. So let's just discuss what we used to do previously. So we previously used to, let me get rid of everything. Previously, let me get rid of like this. Previously used to take like this, and again we used to include 2 as well as 3, again 3 and 4, again 4 and 5, 6, like that. We used to keep on moving. We used to loop through like every time, and because of that n squared it used to become for some reason. But now we'll not loop through like that. Okay, let's just get rid of all the shitty details here and there. Let's get rid of this part. Let's get rid of this part. So, for example, the value of n in our case, let's say, is like 3. For example, it's 3. So it will just take 3 elements at the same time, and you would be thinking, oh, 3 elements, so again it will do like that. No, we stop there. We just loop through the first 3 elements. We just loop through the first 3 elements. The value of n is in this case is what? 3. Sure. Okay. Okay. What do we do next is, can you tell me, let's do the traditional way only, right? Let's do the traditional way of solving this, but only the two steps for understanding. Okay. Traditional way would be going for 2, 3, and 4 next after this, right? But can you tell me what is the difference between these two frames or windows? The difference is the first element is removed and hmm, and some, and actually the value of n is added to it, some, like the last element is added to it. Okay, and that's what makes it, that's what makes it and see, ये क्या हो गया भाई? ट्रांसपेरेंसी कहाँ है भाई? ट्रांसपेरेंसी का नाम नहीं सुनाई क्या? Where is opacity? Where is opacity, by the way? You don't have opacity. Anyway, so this is what it is. Bad idea. Anyway, okay, this is how it works. So we basically remove the first element and we add one extra element in it. Okay. Okay, it might be just true for the first two cases. What about the third case? Is it like same or is it different? Let's just see. Let's just see. Just take blue, right? Crazy, exactly. So we get rid of 2 and we extra add 5 in it. Let me just erase this inside confusions. Okay. Oh yeah, look at this. Exactly. 2 is 2 is getting removed and 5 is getting added. Look, 5 was not there, but 5 is getting added. And actually 2 was a part of the second red frame. Acha, 2 got rid of. So this gonna continue? Yeah, this is gonna continue. Oh god, pain in the ass, pain in the ass. Let's read the question now. What it actually does. That was the basic of sliding windows concept. Just like we don't iterate through every element. We just add one, we just remove one element and we add the next element. We just remove one element when we add a new element. So if you can look here, there are basically two for loops, but they are not nested together. They are independent for loops. They are not multi-dimensional for loops. So for that very reason, what is happening here, the overall time complexity is O of n. So significantly reducing the heat of processing of operation, number of operations, when the value of the number of elements in the array increases. Anyway, you got the point, right? Yeah. So let the max sum is equals to 0. Let the temporary sum. Oh, hopefully the video is recording. I'll die. Of course it is. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So the max sum is equals to 0 and the temporary sum also we have set it to 0. So what is basically happening there is like we are again a short circuit kind of thing. Till here it's easy only, right? Max sum, temp sum, short circuit if the n is number of num, or basically n is smaller than that and something like that. Okay. Initialize the sum of the first num elements. Okay. So on the basis of n, on the basis of how many numbers that the person wants, like maximum sum of how many numbers in the sub array of elements, how many numbers should be there in the sub array, you know. So that is defined by the user. So n, basically n num. So we are doing that. So basically we're setting max sum is equals to basically creating that first initialization of arrays addition. So it's gonna take I equals to 0. Like if there is 4, so it will go I equals to 1, I equals to 2, I equals to 0, I equals to 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And it will not reach 4, it will be till 3 because 0 base index. And this less than I, so I will never reach 4, it will be just 3. 0, array at 0, array at 1, array at 2, array at 3, but array never at 4. So all them will be added and will be saved to max sum. Clear, clear, clear. And what we are doing basically here, we are storing the max sum value into temporary sum. Now here comes the sliding windows concept. You have to be very carefully what we do with it. Sliding window to find the maximum sum. We have used a for loop here and we have started the loop from the num. What the fuck is num here? What the fuck is num? Let's just go back. Okay, in this case, num was what? What did I tell you? Num is equals to 3. Okay. In that case, we thought num is equals to 3. The first loop which ran, it included only these elements. Did it or not? Did it loop through everything? Have a look. Did it loop through everything? No, just added the first three elements. Exactly, the first three elements. And it's not iterating over the entire array. Yes, good observation. You look, it's not iterating through the entire array, just iterating just through over the what the user has input the n value. Okay, so it just goes from here to here. Oh god, why is it? Oh god. From here to here. From 1 to 3 it moves and then it stops. Crazy. I get you what you are saying, Sadaf, our DSA documenter, but I don't get it. Like after that what? After that the loop starts running. Loop starts running over the entire array. Yeah, the over the entire array. Wow. Over the entire array length. Yeah, over the entire array length. Yeah. Okay. But at least it should have. Anyway, never mind. So, okay, the next loop what we are talking about here, it starts from num and it is through the entire length of the array and I is added to it. Okay, makes no sense to me. I know. So what is basically happening here? I think there's some mistake in this one also. Like there are some extra number of times the loops is running because we already are this is the entire length of the array, right? This entire thing, but we have already got rid of the first three elements, so at least it should also reduce how much if like the value of 3, so it should get rid of 2, right? It should get rid of 2. Let's subtract 2 from this. So will we still get the right answer? I hope so. Maxim. So not maxim is not the function. Okay, let's just use this one only. We are taking 2 at a time. 9. So we have 9, which is wrong because 8 plus 9 is never 9. So what if we just remove the 2 and write 15, which is correct. So maybe not 2, just maybe 1, still 12. Maybe just 0. Why is it running so many times? Array.length. Why should it run array.length many times? I don't get it. My brain is fucked. I gotta stop thinking right now. So if it's working. We'll look into it later. Where was I? In the pain kind of thing. Yeah. So the later on loop is running from n equals to 3. That is n equals to 3. Can you tell me what is n equals to 3 in this case? N equals to 3. What is the index of n equals to 3? In this case 0, 1, 2, 3. So it will start from 4. So where it is starting from? So it is starting from 4. It is starting from 4. It is starting from 4. Starting from 4. Okay, starting from 4. And it keeps on iterating. And what is the logic for iteration? I don't know. Let's just check it out. Simple. It just iterates and I keeps iterating. That's simple for loop. And inside these are the two statements which we need to understand. So already temp sum, we have set it to what? Temp sum is already set to some maximum value. It already contains something. Okay, now what we are doing to that current value is we are subtracting what? Subtracting the last element. Oh, sorry, subtracting the first element and adding the extra element. Like, let's just break this thing for you. This is such an easy thing to understand, by the way, this part. Like here, if you look, so temp sum is a container which is containing array 1. So can you tell me array I minus num? will be what? Since I told you i's value is 3, i's value is 3, so 3 minus 3, 0. 0. Yeah, so 0. Say na 0 ना. अरे यार मैं क्या पूछ रहा हूँ, मैं पूछ रहा हूँ कि let me just get rid of this. What is the resulting value of this I minus num in the first iteration? It is 0, right? Let's just make 0 out of this. It's 0. Let's make it black. It's 0. God. So it is 0. So array at 0 index is this value 1. Okay, so we're gonna get rid of 1 from the sum. Yeah, that's what we want. We want to get rid of the 1 and we want to add 4. How do we add 4? So, oh, crazy. So i's value in the first iteration is n. N is equals to 3. So array at 3 position is 4. Great. So we get this new array. So we get this new array which contains these elements only, which get rid of 1 and we got added to this. This loop will continue till the end of the array elements, and in the second iteration what would happen is the i's value has been incremented from n to n plus 1, that is what, 4. So it will get rid of this 4, and oh no, that will um, that will basically get rid of this 4 and will add 6 in this. How it will add 6 in it? Because as you know, i's value has become from 3 to become 4. 4 minus 3 is going to be 1. So 1 at one place we have 2, so it will get rid of 2 and it will add 5 in our situation. Why? Because now n is equals to 4, right? N is no more 3, it is 4 actually, right? So if you check, the index of 0 1 2 3 4 is actually 5, so 5 will be added in it. You get the feeling, right? I don't know why I'm explaining that in so deep. So at the end we have used the maxsum, and since you know maxsum is more than temporary sum, is it? So whatever will return into our value. But that's all for the video, and I know it became like humongously long video, but it was worth explaining. And yeah, so yeah, that's it. So yep, let's move on. This one I could not understand, will take some time out, and if this question comes up again, so I think we have an idea, like you can apply two things, like an I solution and as well as a time complexity of O and O of n. Yeah, time complexity of O of n using the sliding window concept. Which I'm talking about is this one. Remember there was a hello, how are you, hello there, something like that string, which we had to find a subset which was not repeating letters. So that can also be done using sliding window. That's all. I'll catch you in the next video. Till then, take care, be safe, and keep documenting what you're learning. Be safe. Tata, take care.